Hello, everyone. My name is Adrian Johnson, and in this presentation, I will discuss the community power structures that exist at Truitt Middle School in Houston, Texas. Understanding who holds power within the school community and how that power is exercised is important for effective leadership and student success. Throughout this presentation, I will identify the major stakeholder groups and their source of power, explain how those groups influence decisions, discuss the effects of the powerlessness on certain families and students, and reflect on how the current power structure impacts the campus. To better understand how power is working at play here at Truitt, we first need to understand the background and structural makeup of Truitt. Truitt operates as a high needs, well diverse Title I campus in Houston, Texas. 81.6% of the students we serve here identify as economically disadvantaged, with the largest population of students identifying as Hispanic or Latino coming in at 71%. In this next section, we're going to analyze who are the formal, who has formal and informal authority, where the power originates from, and how it actively shapes the daily experiences of students and families. Beginning from the top down, the primary formal groups invested in Troy Middle School include CFISD Board of Trustees, the superintendent, assistant superintendent of school leadership, campus administration, and teachers. The Board of Trustees is composed of 7 members primarily possessing legitimate power, which stems from their authority associated with their elected positions. Legitimate power is derived from one's office or title and allows leaders to influence decision making. The board also exercises information power and influence power because they control district policies, financial resources, and strategic priorities. This power is exercised through the adoption of policies, approval of budget, allocation of resources, and oversight of the superintendent. By supporting or opposing initiatives and determining how resources are distributed, the board significantly influences staffing, instructional programs, and student opportunities at Troy Middle School and throughout the district. Because of this, its decisions have a direct impact on individual campuses. One example of this occurred when SciFed reduced bus routes during the 24-25 school year as a result of cost saving measures. Although the decision affected students throughout the district, the impact was particularly significant for campuses such as Truitt Middle School, which serves a large population of economically disadvantaged students. Many families at Truitt rely heavily on district transportation because parents may work multiple jobs, have limited access to reliable transportation, or lack the flexibility to adjust work schedules. As a result, changes in transportation create additional barriers for students and families, including difficulties attending before and after school programs, increased tardiness, and challenges with consistent attendance. Additionally, Truitt's high poverty demographic can be disproportionately affected by at large board decisions, which reflect the priorities and concerns of affluent communities in the northern and western areas of Saipan. Because these communities have greater resources, stronger advocacy networks, and higher participation in district affairs, their interests may carry more influence in district decision making. Consequently, families at Truitt who have fewer resources and less access to decision makers may experience the effects of policies without having the same level of representation or influence. This imbalance illustrates how power can shape the distribution of resources and opportunities within the school district. Although the board's decisions are intended to serve the district as a whole, they can unintentionally create inequities that place additional burdens on students and families in high poverty communities such as Truett. Moving down from the district level, taking a look at the administrative team here at Truett, it includes the principal, assistant principal, and counselor. They possess several powers identified in the Understanding Community Power Structure reading. First, they exercise legitimate power, which stems from their authority associated with the powers and duties given to them through the school board. This authority enables them to make decisions regarding student discipline, campus procedures, scheduling, staffing resources, and the implementation of district policies. In addition, the administrative team possesses expertise power because of their professional knowledge, leadership experience, and understanding of curriculum, instruction, and school operations. They also hold information power because they serve as the primary channel for communicating district expectations, campus initiatives, and student performance data to teachers, students, and their families. Furthermore, administrators at Truitt rely on connections with district leaders, community organizations, and parents to secure resources and support for the campus. Another primary group of part of the formal power structure at Truitt includes our academic achievement and community engagement specialists. Dr. Hunter and Ms. Williams possess expertise because of their specialized knowledge of family engagement practices, community resources, and strategies to support student success amongst a diverse population. They hold information power as specialists. They serve as liaisons between the schools, families, and communities by sharing important information regarding academic programs, student support services, and opportunities for involvement. Additionally, they exercise power through connections and influence, helping build relationships with parents, businesses, faith based organizations, and community agencies that provide resources and supports to students and families. Their impact caused by, ooh, my bad, I am choking up on my word. Their impact can be significant when they're utilizing their powers because the campus serves a diverse student population with many economic disadvantaged families. By leveraging community partners and increasing family engagement, our academic achievement specialists and community engagement specialists help reduce barriers that may hinder student success. Their work contributes to improving communication, greater access to resources, increased parental involvement, and stronger sense of belonging among students and families. As a result, their position plays a critical role in supporting Truitt's mission of creating an environment where students are empowered academically, socially, and emotionally. While formal power at Truett Middle School is concentrated within the campus and district leadership, the school's adopted school community partners exercise significant resource-based connection and influence power. These organizations are approved through the Cy-Fair Communities Engagement Division, and they use their expertise, financial resources, community relationships, and social capital to address the needs that may not be fully met through district funding alone here at Truett. Their ability to provide resources and build partnerships gives them a meaningful role in supporting student achievement, staff morale, and family engagement. DE Tires, owned by parent Graciela Oliveira, possesses connection power and reward power. As both a business owner and parent, Oliveira has established relationships within the Truett community that allows her to identify campus needs and mobilize support. Her business provides funding, physical resources, and event support that directly benefits students and staff. This power is derived from her community relationships and financial resources, which she uses to strengthen school programs and increase opportunities for students. By recognizing teachers and helping meet classroom needs, Paul Richards Electric, owned by Paul Argelis, exercises rewards power and influence power through its support of teacher appreciation initiatives and providing students and staff with school supplies. Paul Richards Electrics contributes to the positive staff morale and helps create an environment where educators and students feel valued and supported. These contributions ultimately have positive effects on student learning by supporting teacher retention and increasing access to instructional materials. Creative Concepts, owned by Ruben Campos, possesses expertise power, connection power, and influence power. Through professional experience and industry knowledge, the organization provides mentorship opportunities, career exposure, and real world learning experiences for students. This power is derived from specialized expertise and an extensive professional network. The impact on Truett is significant because students gain access to role models, career pathways, and experiences that broaden their understanding of future educational and professional opportunities. Craft kitchens, owned by Frank Lujan, exercise connection power and influence power through active family and community engagement. As the parent and business owner, Lujan leverages relationships with other families and community members to encourage participation in school activities and initiatives. His influence stems from trust, credibility, and involvement within the school community. Through parent led engagement efforts, Craft Kitchens help strengthen partnerships between families and the school, creating a more collaborative environment that supports student achievement and school improvement. In addition to local businesses and parent organizations, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes at Sci-Fair also serves as an influential community partner that impacts Truitt. Although FCA does not possess formal authority over school operations, the organization exercises power through connection, expertise, and influence. The, oh, the source of the source of their power is derived from the extensive network of volunteers, coaches, mentors, and faith-based leaders who are committed to supporting students and developing leadership qualities. Through these relationships, FCA is able to provide mentorship, character development, and opportunities for students to engage in positive peer relationships. The next group of people we are going to take a look at is going to be the powerless. When examining the power dynamic at Truett Middle School, several groups emerge as having limited influence over district level decisions. First, non English speaking students and parents represent one of the most vulnerable group populations. With over 70% of our student body identifying as Hispanic, many families experience language barriers that make it difficult to understand district communication, participate in board meetings, and advocate for bilingual services. These challenges have become even more difficult with the district's decision to eliminate the new Arrival Center program, which previously provided critical support for newly immigrated students entering the United States with severe language barriers. Another group with limited power is our low income families. More than 81% of choice students are economically disadvantaged. These families often lack the financial resources to offset reductions in district services, such as transportation, and many parents work multiple jobs or have inflexible schedules that make it difficult to participate in school interventions or district meetings. Finally, our parent-teacher organizations also experience limited influence. Unlike some of the wealthier campuses in the northern Cypher area, Truett parent-teacher organizations does not have the access to substantial fundraising resources. In addition, many parents are balancing multiple jobs and family responsibilities, which reduce volunteer participation and limits the group's ability to advocate or lobby effectively at the district level. As a result, these groups have the greatest needs, but the least capacity to influence policy and decisions that directly impact students here at Truitt. Reflecting on the current power structure here at Truitt, the current at-large school board representation model at Cypher creates an ethical divide. The board's decision on funding, book regulations, staff allocations are heavily influenced by vocal, politically active majorities in affluent subdivisions. Title I campuses like Troy Middle School, where 81.6% of parents are economically disadvantaged and over 70% are Hispanic, have very little voice in shaping district policies. This disconnect leaves our campus structurally dependent on top down charity rather than systemic equity. As an educated and inspiring school leader, I am uncomfortable with the power structure that allows the communities with the greatest needs to have the least influence over decisions that directly affect them. While district leaders may intend for policies to benefit all students, the reality that one size fits all decisions often produce unequal outcomes. Reductions in transportation services and the elimination of programs such as the new arrival summer illustrate how district-wide changes can disproportionately affect campuses like Truitt, where many families have relied heavily on these supports. The students and families most impacted by these decisions often lack the time, resources, language proficiency, or institutional knowledge necessary to advocate effectively at the district and local level. Although I recognize that centralized governance provides consistency and accountability at the district level, I believe educational leadership carries a moral responsibility to amplify the voices of historically marginalized communities. Equity should not depend on which family has the greatest social or political capital. Instead, school systems should intentionally create structures that promote authentic stakeholder engagement and ensure that underrepresented families have meaningful opportunities to participate in the decision making process. Ultimately, my level of comfort with the current power structure is limited because I believe that student outcomes should not be determined by community's ability to advocate for itself. Effective leadership requires more than managing resources. It requires recognizing inequities, elevating marginalized voices, and pursuing policies that provide all students, not just those with the biggest or the loudest advocates, with access to the support and opportunities they need to succeed. In this next section, we're going to take a look at a comprehensive communication plan that is designed to ensure everyone who is involved with Troy Middle School is being communicated with effectively. The plan is emphasizes intentional stakeholder focused communication to improve student learning. Effective communication is essential for building trust, fostering collaboration, and ensuring that all stakeholders work together towards our shared goal. The purpose of this communication plan is to establish clear and consistent channels of communication amongst all stakeholders. Specifically, this plan seeks to strengthen partnerships with families, staffs, student, community organizations, and district leaders. Through ongoing communication, the campus can promote student achievement, increase family engagement, improve transparency, and create a collaborative culture that supports continuous improvement. Over the next few slides, we're going to take a look at communication plans for communicating with families and parents, teachers and staffs, and the district and community partners. Let's take a look. So, communication with teachers and staffs. Teachers and staffs require regular communication to ensure alignment around instructional priorities and campus goals. The purpose of communication with this group is to provide updates, celebrate success, analyze student data, and support professional growth. Communication methods include weekly emails, faculty meetings, PLC meetings, and one-on-one conferences. Weekly communication will be the responsibility of principals, assistant principals, instructional coaches, and department leaders. Some of the resources that are required to make sure that we are communicating effectively include district email systems, meeting agendas, and collaborating with planning tools such as Schoology and well, here at Truitt, we use Schoology every mind. Those are some of the biggest tools that we use to communicate information amongst teachers and staff from district and leadership on down. Communication with parents and families is essential for building trust and increasing student achievement. The purpose of the communication is to provide academic updates, share campus events, address concerns, both behavioral, whether it's good behavior or bad. We never want to just make sure that you're reaching out to the parent when it's only bad. All right. But the purpose also serves to strengthen family engagement. When parents are more informed about what's going on with their student and the progress and the environment that their student is going to every day, They tend to take more care of wanting to be involved in that child's success. So some of the ways that we'll help communicate information will be through Parent Square, phone calls, emails, school letters, social media, and our family engagement nights. As a teacher and as an educator, communication should occur weekly with major events and scheduling updates throughout the school year. The responsibility is shared amongst everyone, amongst administrators, teachers, counselors, and family engagement representatives. Translation services and bilingual communication resources will be necessary to ensure equitable access for all families. So, providing families with both English and Spanish versions of documents is also going to be another way to ensure that communication is being reached to those families that may not speak English as their first language. Communicating with the school board and community partners is fairly somewhat similar. Community partners and parent organizations provide valuable support and resources to the campus. So, communication with these stakeholders focuses on maintaining partnerships, coordinating events, and recognizing contributions. Communication methods may include email correspondence, appreciation events, quarterly meetings, social media updates. One of the biggest things we do here at Truitt to ensure that we are pushing what we are doing out to the students, whether it's an event going on, a a family night, um, what we're teaching here in the classroom. We do a lot of those updates through social media, via Facebook, via Instagram, via Twitter. So we try to actively update our community. Communication will occur monthly, quarterly, and depending on the activity. Like I said, if we're throwing an event that is, let's say, next week, you're going to see flyers about that event posted weeks in advance because we want the community to be involved. We want teachers, we want parents to come out and support our students. The responsibility for maintaining these relationships often falls with our principal and our community engagement coordinators, Dr. Hunter and Dr. and Ms. Williams. Effective communication with district leaders ensures alignment with the district initiative and provides opportunities to advocate for the campus. The purpose of the communication is to share campus progress, discuss challenges that we may have here at Truett, and support continuous improvement. Communication methods may include district meetings, reports or memos, email correspondence, data presentations, and a lot of it is one-on-one, district coming in and visiting and seeing the needs of the campus. These communications typically occur monthly and are primarily responsible, and the primary person responsible for ensuring that this communication happens is our principal and the administrative team. A lot of the resources that they do use to ensure that they are communicating with our district leaders include performance data, campus improvement plans, and using district reporting systems like TAC or Teacher Access Center. Well, as I stated, one of the biggest ways that we push out our message about what we're doing here at Truitt is going to be through social media. Our social media outreach is led by Dr. Hunter and Ms. Williams. They help bridge systemic gaps and engage Truitt's. They help engage Truitt's mobile first demographic. So essentially, they ensure that our parents are getting the emails, our community partners are getting the event flyers and the notices that they need to have in order to help support us as a campus. A couple of our social media, if you would like to follow us and just check us out and see what we're doing, You can find us on Facebook at Truitt MS, on Instagram at Truitt Timberwolves, and on Twitter at Truitt_Timberwolves. Ultimately, we provide through social media, we provide real-time updates about what we are doing here at Truitt, whether it's a way we're working a test strategy, an event we have coming up. We want the community and the district to know what's going on so they can be actively involved here at Truitt. After creating this campus communication plan, it led me to kind of reflect a little bit in the sense of what I need to be thinking about moving forward as a future school leader. So, in my vision for Truitt Middle School, communication should occur at multiple levels and with varying degrees of frequency. Daily communication is essential because it provides immediate support to students and staff while reinforcing expectations, celebrating success, and addressing concerns before they become larger issues. These daily interactions, whether through the classroom, conversations, announcements, informal check ins, or quick emails, help create a positive and supportive campus culture. Weekly communication allows us to strengthen relationships with teachers and families. Consistent updates through newsletters, phone calls, remind messages, and team meetings ensures that stakeholders remain informed and connected to the work taking place on campus. I believe families should never feel disconnected from their child's educational experience. Frequent communication demonstrates that we value their partnership and recognize the important role they play in their students' success. Although the principal serves as the primary communication communicator and sets the tone for transparency and collaboration, I've come to realize that effective communication cannot rest on one individual. Communication is truly a collective effort. Administrators, teachers, counselors, instructional coaches, office staff, and support personnel all contribute to ensuring that accurate information is shared and that relationships are nurtured. Every interaction with the student, parent, or colleague has the potential to strengthen trust and reinforce our commitment to serving others. Thank you.